she will never be able to grow old with Charlie because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up.
You're so
Shut
shameless.
up.
Oh god, okay. Jesus, right off the rip. Why you gotta get heated? Oh, that's right. He's doing the he does the coming up thing, doesn't he? Coming up next. I get it. Oh my god. Coming in heated 15 seconds in already.
Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up.
You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude.
You can't even condemn the cold-blooded
Because I
execution
can't.
of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny
I don't think
on
you're in the
YouTube,
position
and he
to
says, "I
demand
wonder what
anything from
Destiny's saying
anybody.
on YouTube." That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any
pointers,
position
really?
to. Do you
Why is
think?
your
Trump say
behavior
that? I feel
contingent on
I'm
Donald Trump?
insane right now.
Why do you
is
think? No,
your
let me
behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me
Why
ask
is
a
that?
question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Yeah,
opposing
Destiny.
political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young men who
I'm a
listen to
YouTuber
everything you have to
who
say.
has more
So
young
when
men
you,
following
it
him.
doesn't
Who
matter.
has
You have a
more young-
huge
it doesn't
audience,
matter.
and because
This
of
is
the
the
fact that
world
you have a
I'm
huge
living in.
audience,
Destiny, you've been
Doesn't
quite
matter.
active on social media
Oh, God.
since Charlie Kirk's
Oh no.
death. When Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every conservative debate call out I'd do in 2026 with "Don't dodge, bro." That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your response to the
Oh,
cold-blooded
God, dude.
murder of Charlie
Oh,
Kirk has been
no.
appropriate?
Destiny, please.
Yes. I think that the only way
Oh,
this
no.
country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest.
Oh, we're just going full fuck it. We're just going full fuck it, I guess. Jesus. Are you serious? Oh, thank God, finally. Oh. Jesus. Dude, I'll tell you what. Wild take. Wild take, my dude. I mean, he's not wrong, but fucking hey. On Piers Morgan, dude? Really? Oh my gosh. I can't believe he'd actually commit to that take. Jesus. Why does this keep doing that?
Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it, has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described.
dude. He wasn't
No, Destiny.
trans. He
No,
didn't have
Destiny.
a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans
Right.
influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this.
Your workflow is important to us. Please wait indefinitely.
Wait, is that
With
being
Monday.com's
confirmed?
intuitive work management platform, you.
Why? Fuck your ads, dude.
That's just a...
Is that being confirmed? Like, actually? I mean, we kind of already guessed that, to be honest, but... why are we surprised here? Honestly. I don't think that should be that surprising. It's not. It's not that surprising. What can I do with this? The fuck am I putting this shit? This is a fucking wild map, by the way. Who designed it? All this area, and you make like half of it just what? Unusable? What the fuck was even the point of this map? I'll make it work. It's fine. We're just gonna put you right here.
Sorry, excuse me, when?
Yesterday, he said that. The
No.
governor.
When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I
Not the
don't know when he
18
was
years that
radicalized, but I do
because
know.
what you just
I
said is
do
not
know the
true.
very
No,
reasonable
listen.
sounding governor of Utah has made
no,
it
it's not
clear
true.
that the
No, he hasn't made it
you may
clear.
not want
He
to
said
hear
this is an
this.
ongoing investigation.
You may not want to
You
hear
don't
it,
wanna
Destiny,
yours.
but the reality is the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just
that's
ask
just
you.
not true.
Let me just
There's
ask
no
you.
way
well,
to deal with it. You're
Okay,
living in
you're
a
accusing the
delusional
governor of
fantasy.
lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But
Sure.
if it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk,
Wait the fuck a minute. So he is right. You don't know. Wait, you did not just fucking MAGA it. Pierce. What are you fucking brain dead? What are you getting senile, old man? You just said what it was. And then followed it up with, we'll see. What do you mean, we'll see, motherfucker? So Destiny is right. We don't know yet. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm about to say, I haven't heard anything about that shit yet. I've watched a few videos on it now, and nobody's mentioned leftist ideologies with this guy. I fucking love that Desi brought up. It's not like a socialist who doesn't have a trans girlfriend. Like, that would be the precursor to being, like, far left. Like, oh god. Dude, the fact that people like Piers Morgan are willing to come up on live television and just fucking lie and misrepresent shit is like, is part of the fucking huge media issue we've had for fucking ever now. Jesus Christ. I think it's always been a thing. Honestly.
would you condemn that?
I'll be right back.
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So
The
you
fact
won't
that he
condemn
can
the
go on
murder of
Fox and
Charlie
Friends-
Kirk
I'm
until
just-
Donald Trump says
Here's-
something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot
Why
tell
would you
his
expect
side to calm
anybody,
down?
Destiny,
You
what-
can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why
Okay,
can't
can
Trump
you
go on
answer
TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent?
Why do you
can't
think-
Trump say that?
why do you
Why
think-
is your
Trump say that?
behavior
I feel like
contingent
I'm
on Donald
fucking
Trump?
insane right now.
Why
Why
do you
is
think?
your
No, let me
behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me
Why
ask
is
a
that?
question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Yeah,
opposing
Destiny,
political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young men who
I'm a
listen to
YouTuber
everything you have to
who
say.
has more
So
young
when
men
you,
following
it
him.
doesn't
Who
matter.
has
You have a
more young-
huge
it doesn't
audience,
matter.
and because
This
of
is
the fact that
world
you have a
I'm
huge
living in,
audience,
and
you
your
have
brain
a
has been
responsibility
broken by
to
online
not turn.
rhetoric.
No,
And
it
your
hasn't.
brain
It
has
hasn't
been
been broken. I actually
destroyed
care
because
about the
people
country
bullied you
and
on
want to bring
Twitter.
people together.
If
You
then
do the
you should tell
opposite.
Donald
You
Trump to tell
represent the
people
worst
to
of us,
be
Destiny.
less
You're
violent.
embarrassing.
You should tell
You're
Donald.
embarrassing.
All right, let me ask
Watch how
Destiny a
easy this is.
question.
Watch how easy this
No,
is.
hang on.
If
Don't
Donald
all
Trump
shout
would
at
come out
once,
and say-
please.
If Donald Trump would have come out
Destiny,
and say, "Hey, we should
I-
all be less violent,"
Destiny,
I have no problem saying.
I have one
absolutely.
question for you,
Why
Destiny.
can't conservatives do that? Why can't conservatives do that?
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think, in your campaign for everyone to dial down the temperature, why do you think that mocking the grievance
He's absolutely right, by the way. As soon as Donald Trump is like done with the fucking bullshit, we'll be done with the bullshit. And if people get fucking hurt or killed in the process, that's not on us. Like, the president of the United States should have a better standard to be held by. Like, if you think that it's okay for him to do the things that he does, like, you need to lose your fucking right to vote, honestly. Like, personally, it's just not okay. Because either one or two things are happening. Either one, you're extremely incompetent and are incapable of doing even a moments of fucking research, like moments of like research, or you agree with everything he says and everything he does, which makes you just as much as a piece of shit. There's no in between where it's like, yeah, we can be half on his side, half not on his side. It's really just, if you're willing to like compromise other people's shit to get the few things that you agree with, like, you're just as selfish. You're just not as blatant about it, honestly.
Widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the coffin side. Why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United
You
States is
inflame
not
the temperature.
able
You're
to
mocking his
it's
widow.
already inflamed.
You're
What are you
mocking his
talking
widow.
about? We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you
to
mock his
something
widow?
Online because
Why
she's
did you
being
mock his
wielded
widow?
as because she's being used as a political weapon right now
Wow.
for conservatives to continue their fight. What do you mean, wow? She's literally doing
Her husband
recruitment
just got
ads
murdered.
on email. Yeah, and she's using it to drive up recruitment for
And
a
you
political
can't even
movement.
condemn the murder. You won't
The
condemn
president
it.
can't even tell his side
You're
to
so
turn the temperature
deranged
down.
about Trump that you
are
cannot condemn the
unhinged.
murder
It is such
because
a
you're
joke,
waiting
and
for
you guys
Donald
sit
Trump
here
to
and
say
make money
something.
off of it. It's
All right, let me bring
crazy
in
to
let me
me
bring
that
in Jack
Republicans can't
let me
do
bring
it.
in let me bring in Jack
What a joke of the
Posobiec.
world.
I gotta
And there
say,
will be there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
Which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down?
Fine.
Like Biden could, like Obama could,
Fine.
like the Clintons could, like Kamala could. Why
Fine.
not?
Why can't you condemn the murder of
See,
Charlie
it's
Kirk?
unbelievable. I'm not the president
Why
of the United
can't
States.
you
can't answer that
condemn
question.
the
It's
murder of Charlie
unbelievable.
Kirk?
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should
Yes,
be the
it
one that
was.
is driving up
It
the
actually
rhetoric. You
was
don't
your
know it's
side
not
that
even
caused
true.
it.
This
It was
an
your
18
side.
This guy was raised in a white
He was
Christian
a
household,
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
Just
the
like
investigators
the one that killed
are
Melissa
saying.
Yo,
was a
fuck
conservative,
this
just like
fat
the fire Shapiro's house was a conservative.
Yo,
just like
what
all
is
the
this guy?
J6ers were
Fuck Piers Morgan. Unironically, I used to watch his shit like 10 years ago and actually use this shit as news. Nowadays, this guy actually gets fucked in the ass by Donald Trump and JD Vance every Friday night. They run a fucking train on this fat fuck. I bet my fucking soul on that shit, dude. Ain't no shot you about to come up here and say the same shit over and over again like that. No shot. That is like so fucking bad faith of like, oh, well, you can't condemn Charlie's killer, and it's like, yeah, you guys can't fucking admit you lost the 2020 election. Boo fucking who? Cry me a fucking river, dude. Get over it.
He was not a
conservatives, like the Proud
conservative, was
Boys
a
were conservative.
pro-Palestinian activist
Every
out of
single one of
Harrisburg.
Like the Oath Boys on January 6th who killed fucking a cop fucking there, right? We just pretend like that didn't happen, but we'll always remember Ashley Babbitt, right?
every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Posobiec. What, the author of Unhuman? Another person that Charlie's supporting? Good one, dude.
Well, I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie
Yes, you
Kirk.
are acting
Zap.
like an
Why,
unhuman.
why can't
the
I
murder.
hear Donald Trump
'Cause you are against
condemn
humanity.
violence
So,
in this
all
country?
right, you
Why
won't
can't I
condemn
hear
it. Okay, we've
I
all
can't hear
heard.
it.
No, I won't
we've
do
all
it.
heard you repeatedly refuse to
And we've
condemn it.
heard
Don't condemn it. Not until they do. Not until we hear them say, yeah, Donald Trump is wrong. He shouldn't be doing all this shit. And he shouldn't be pushing people into a civil war, which is where this leads to. Right? As soon as they do, we'll go right ahead. Go ahead. We'll wait. Wait all goddamn fucking year. That's because we're going to be waiting for a while.
Donald Trump
just
refused
saying.
to condemn
Jack
it too. But for some
Posobiec.
reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Posobiec.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know, all the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats.
Wait, did he actually say this? Wait, I think I fucked it up because I think that I'm actually supposed to watch that other video. Is that what he says in the other video that I have loaded up? The Donald Trump wants civil war? 'Cause it looks like a clip of him on Fox News right off the gate. Maybe I should have watched this first. I think we jumped ahead a little too much. I think we need to, we need context to this. He's actually right. Like, this whole stream is about him on Fox News. Shit. Okay. Well, real quick. Pause the context of this video real quick. Let's get some context. as of what he actually said. Let us see what you got.
The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. The radicals on the left are the problem.
Like, this is like a call to violence. This is a support for right-wing terrorism. It's basically a call to continue on, right?
We're going to go, I want revenge, not to have...
Oh, they're trying so hard. Okay, here you go. You're getting so many layups. President, please tell your people to calm the down. Here, he'll do it.
Is the message
He won't
to
do
the
it.
right, the people that are going to go, I want revenge, not to have revenge? Charlie Kirk would not want revenge. You want revenge at the voter That's where to go. But unfortunately, we don't have so many ballot boxes because they have mail-in voting, which is totally rigged. You know, there are a lot of problems. I like ballot...
Bro!
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which
That's
is
right.
very nice of you. Any updates on this suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right?
Why would you get sued for that? He's actually senile.
In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr.
And
President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you...
That's where the talking point comes from. That's where it all comes from. It's all from Trump. Trump said it, so it must be true, right? Oh my god. So there's the context to what Pierce was just fucking talking about. Fucking moron. He literally just heard Donald Trump on Fox News say that. Or on fucking True Social, probably. Oh my god.
Share with us about his ideology.
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just... And by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job.
What an insanely loaded question right away. One of the strange, weird, bad implications of this is that it's hard to say because I don't want to be like alarmist because I feel like sometimes people have been doing that for a while, maybe a little bit too much in 2016, 2017. This is that right away. One of the strange, weird, bad implications of this is that it's hard to say because I don't want to be like alarmist because I feel like sometimes people have been doing that for a while, maybe a little bit too much in 2016, 2017, maybe. But now I feel like the libs were basically right about everything. Or if anything, they were wrong in that they weren't going far enough. Like, I feel like Trump would invite a civil war almost. As long as he doesn't have to be in danger directly. Like, he's already shown a propensity, a willingness to deploy the National Guard, deploy the military to cities. He's made jokes about it. He's made memes about it. So this idea of inciting or doing something to cause a civil war when he is in control of the military right now, and it seems like for the most part they're willing to do whatever. The worry that I have is, you know, whatever the chances of this are, which I would still put it at below like 5% or less, whatever the chances of that are, I'm worried that if we were heading in that direction, like nobody would accept that or realize it until it was too late.
What's going on here?
Job. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him in. You know, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. And somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way, and the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister, and brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, and the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but
Convinced. Went from, I'd rather kill myself than turn myself in, to, oh, you know what, Dad? You just turned me in. You know, you've reinstated my faith in humanity. Oh, God. Fuck. Jesus Christ. What a fucking wild week. Can't believe he got away with it so well, only to then get turned in by his dad and a fucking priest. That sounds like the fucking pilot episode of like a fucking really based buddy cop fucking series. What the fuck? Ugh.
You know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you, huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley. Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the
I think
police
so.
officer.
Like, just look at how incestuous this is. Like, why the president of the United States is on Fox News, on all these shows that he's obsessed with, talking about other Fox News hosts that are his best friends, that, you know, he's chummy with all of them. Like, imagine if Obama or any of the Clintons or whatever had this type of relationship, or if Biden was on CNN or MSNBC daily, sitting on the couch, you know, chumming it up with everybody.
It all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister, and then it was a father got involved, namely his father.
This is fucking... Trump's whole life, when he talks about issues like this now, are literally it's literally this shit.
Which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media it went to. We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
I feel like we've seen him do this multiple times now, outside of the helicopter with the Epstein thing. I'm not going to say, you know, who, but it was the one girl who killed herself last year. Jeffrey Epstein took her from our spa, by the way. Like,
so, Mr. President, there is the death penalty in Utah.
Yes.
And I do know this is going to be a federal case, and there's many of us believe that Charlie was targeted because of his political ideology. What's going to happen to this guy?
I hope he's going to be found guilty, I would imagine, and I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person. He didn't deserve this. He worked so hard and so well. Everybody liked him.
very Christian.
I've been watching, even the left is having a hard time. They fired this guy Dowd from MSDNC, who's a terrible guy, terrible human being, but they fired...
Like, this is just the most outwardly corrupt thing in the universe, right? The president of the United States is on Fox News, the largest cable news network in the United States of America, trashing their competitors and anchors and hosts on their competitor news network. Like, it's just like so outwardly, like, heartedly oligarchical. Like, it's so cringe and crazy.
Fired him. I hear they're firing other people. And, you know, we're talking about radical left. Now, they're a little bit, but radical left networks and cable channels, horrible channels like MS, I always go a DNC because it's, you know, somehow affiliated with the...
Like, look at the projection. MSDNC, right? He says, implying that MSNBC or whatever has some huge connection to the Democratic Party, while the president of the United States, the head of the Republican Party, is sitting on a Fox News show right now. Like, it's just, but like, and every single conservative watching this without a shred of irony is like nodding along, like sucking this up. With the maggots going on a doxing spree to get people fired, do you think we should message police departments with screenshots of officers calling for violence against Dems or civil war on Instagram? Most of that isn't illegal. Doxing is not illegal, despite what some people say. general threats or general calls for violence is not illegal. It has to be like a specific call to violence of a specific person in like the near future, whatever, for it to be actionable or for it to be a crime. Congress wastes so much time and money on TikTok hearing, but what happens now? Trump likes it? Well, what's happened is they just keep indefinitely pushing back the ban window on it. I think the legislation to ban TikTok, I think that came under Trump, but now that it's like good for him, now he likes it. So
horrific.
I mean, they literally have a TikTok account, right?
What I hear, just horrific.
I know this because I saw even they have an Instagram account too. Because I saw something pop up and I thought it was kind of like an unfunny like post making fun of Trump, and then I realized it was an unironic post from the Trump Instagram account that does reels. I was like, this is retarded. How does a delaying indefinitely thing work? At some point, doesn't the actual legislation take over from the BS delays? The legislation, I believe, has a baked-in 90-day delay thing that in writing the president or the executive branch can delay it 90 days if they want. Like that's built into the legislation. I thought the delay was only was a year long, but it was only a one-time thing. Was it only a one-time thing? I thought they must have been doing it multiple times, or they just don't care anymore. They just don't enforce the law. It's possible too, I guess. Aside from the moral reason, this is also the pragmatic reason this isn't good. It just makes the movement stronger, no? No, that's a truism that's given, and I don't believe it at all. That like, oh, when somebody dies, they become a martyr, and blah. No, bullshit. I don't think that's true. I think that people are powerful when they're alive. Other people might be able to take advantage of your death as you're martyred, but then that's on them to like become a big figure. But the idea that like Charlie Kirk will be largely untalked about and forgotten 2 weeks from now. I don't know what'll happen with Turning Point USA. That organization, I'm sure, will carry on in some way. Maybe they have some other leadership there that's ready to kind of like step up. But Charlie Kirk is an incredibly important and probably unique figure in U.S. politics, and his death will be I would imagine, a pretty significant blow to the conservative like college radicalization movement. So,
that'll make my job easier. Oh, doesn't mean I'm gonna act like it was a good thing or anything. It's still not a good thing to be going around putting bullets in people for petty indifferences. But yeah, that is just kind of the shitty part about it. I was actually looking forward to debating somebody like Charlie in front of like the students and everything, so it is what it is. It's gonna be easier in some ways and harder in others. You know, his fans obviously aren't going to probably take to me very easily. So yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. With Trump glazing Kirk like this, do you think Fuentes is watching this wishing Trump was his daddy, crying and mad inside? I don't know. I haven't watched Fuentes much recently, but unless something is changing inside the White House or nationally, like the Trump cult will die with Trump. There's nobody around him. I think that like narcissistic cult leaders like this don't like to share the spotlight with people. Everybody around Trump is kind of a loser. Even if Republicans won't admit it now, they do admit it as soon as the person steps away. Elon Musk is a great example of that. I don't know if people like Fuentes or if people are kind of like eyeing like what comes next, like who wants to rise up into the Republican leadership ranks after, because there's going to be a huge vacuum once Trump either strokes out or, you know, leaves the stage. So who knows? Do you have any advice for people on the left who feel like they are being radicalized? I mean, like, being radicalized on the left isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on how you're being radicalized. Like, you should be radically opposed to this type of rhetoric. You should be radically in opposition to like everything that Trump is doing. That doesn't mean you have to become a tanky or a commie, right? I mean, did you see the Asman, Nick Fuentes 69ing each other on Twitter? Yeah, it was gross. But I mean, like, that was the direction he's headed. Twitch politics is insane. I can't believe how just unbelievable that platform is, like radicalizing a small part of the generation of people. Like, just the idea that if you are actively involved in Twitch politics, you're going to be either getting radicalized by, you know, Hassan Piker, like terrorist supporter guy, or you're going to be getting radicalized by Asmongold, who is like a full-throated Trump dick suck. And there's like very little in between on that platform. That's just insane to me.
Yeah, the whole fucking Twitch situation, fucking... Oh, I hate Twitch. I used to love Twitch. We used to stream on there all the time, but Obviously not anymore. But the whole Hassan to Asmongold, I don't know how the fuck they both exist, like, on Twitch. I guess it's because Asmongold's so big, it doesn't really matter what he says. They're not gonna get rid of somebody that big. If you're like a top 5 streamer, you could probably get away with a lot on that platform. I'm assuming. I'm sure there's like a dozen different like terms of services that they break on the daily that like if anybody else were to break, insta-banned. So.
Destiny, you do realize that the EU is having the same huge trend in far-right anti-democratic parties while not having any particularly charismatic leader. This authoritarian populist bullshit is going to stay with us for a long time. This trend isn't going to just evaporate. It's global and deeply rooted. I don't necessarily disagree with that, maybe. Although the sad thing is, I would say that like it was more understandable for Europe. I think in the wake of the refugee crisis from Syria, I guess this is like we're putting more time between now and then, so I don't know how young the audience is, but like I think that was a pretty big thing for a lot of European countries. I think it was a testing point for a lot of immigration, welfare, and crime policies and stuff. It made like fertile breeding ground for a lot of conspiracies to pop up. However, I don't think there's an excuse for the United States to have gone this way. Like I can see why certain European countries might have had issues with immigration. Like I can kind of understand like I can understand. I don't think it was good. Obviously, it was a disaster, Brexit. But like, I know where the retardation comes from. The United States' retardation just feels entirely self-inflicted. The one thing that I said that was nice, I don't know how true this is. This is like I'm vibing this out heavily right now. Honestly, based on what the Dr. Mordecai Kadar guy told me about families in the Middle East. I don't know how true this even is. But the nice thing about the United States being like the leader of the free world is that the US can kind of like take the lead on Europe, and it can do it in such a neat and tidy way because of our physical distance from Europe and because of our like historical distance from Europe. I feel like there's a lot less ego involved in saying the United States of America just kind of bullies us and tells us what to do. And you might even grumble a little bit behind, her back but like it's easy for the US to kind of like take point and be a leader of Europe because it's the US. Everybody has their gripes or whatever. My gut feeling, I could be wrong, like I said, but my gut feeling is that even though people talk about a strong Europe coming out of, the US abdicating its position, on the world stage, I don't know. I feel like it is meaningfully different. If you're a German, if you're a Frenchman, if you're a bonger, if you're whatever, and you got to take point from America, you have to be bullied by America, whatever, fine. But if it's going to be France leading the European continent or Germany leading the European continent, I feel like the people of Europe, it doesn't feel quite the same. Now there's way more ethnic pride, historical pride, geographic pride. It's just, I feel like it feels a lot different there, and there might be internal strife that you don't see right now because the United States just has such a convenient distance from all of them to be the leader of those people. The Dr. Mordecai Kadar guy told me that sometimes when important things needed to be managed by like royal families or whatever, rather than appointing like a brother or somebody close to your family, you would find somebody who's like completely outside of the family to take care of things, because then the accusations of bias and the issues of somebody favoring one family member over another would be really difficult. So you'd put somebody who's like completely outside of the family in charge of like, certain finances, with respect to certain things. I don't remember if he gave Qatar or it might have been the Emirates, the UAE is an example of this for some family that did this. But the idea was that the other person wouldn't play favorites or anything. And yeah, I feel like the United States kind of has that, because for the US, it's funny. In a way, we're retarded and we just view all of it as Europe. But I think our retardation is a little bit helpful there in that, well, we're all just Europeans to us, so who the fuck cares? But who knows? Maybe I'm completely and totally fucking wrong, and maybe Europe is okay being led by France or by Germany. I don't know. Who knows? Americans like Destiny still view Eastern Europeans as subhumans. Oh, Rational Liberal 24 is, you must be European, I'm guessing. You must be, are you Western European? Because to say Americans view Eastern Europeans as subhuman is utterly not true. Maybe in an online world that's true, but in the real world, the average American is too fucking retarded to even know what an Eastern European is. The average American has no fucking clue. Like, racism against Poles, aren't they white? If you were to ask an American do you think there's racism against Polish people? They would probably say, no, Polish people are white. How can you be racist against Polish people? That's what the average American would say to that. You absolutely must be European to make that comment.
But we have to have, for like the person that killed the young girl, she was like a beautiful girl, 22, 23 years old. And you know, when she got onto that train, you could see that she just wanted to hide. Even before this happened, she almost like snuck on. She didn't want to make anything. She just wanted to be. She was afraid.
Finished her job.
No, she was afraid. But if you look at her before the way she sort of like she wanted to just, and she's looking at her phone like this. She felt very unsafe. Okay, we can't have that. And then this maniac gets up from behind. That's another one I didn't want to watch. I didn't watch it. I knew what happened, but I didn't want to watch it. And what he did to her was unbelievable. And then he walks through, the knife is dripping blood and everything else. One thing I say, we have to have quick trials.
Yeah.
I call it quick trial, because in China, they do have quick trials, you know? They don't wait.
Notice how much he loves to cite other countries. He loves Orban. He loves saying that he wants to be respected, like North Koreans respect their leader. Now he's talking about China and how great their trials are. That should be like a huge wake-up call to... I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Bro, my mom hated China and Russia growing. I wish you could understand how much. My mom didn't even say China. It was always Chi-Coms and Red China is what she would always say. That, like, this is just unreal to me.
We have to have, in certain places that do it differently, they have what's called quick trial. You have a fast trial, a fast verdict. Right. Now, if he's guilty, we're going to have to keep him, feed him, take care of him for, let's say he's 28 or 29 years old, I understand. So, like for 50 years, yeah, we're going to be.
But he never should have been let out.
Now in Utah, he shouldn't have been let out, and the judge should be responsible for that, the way she did it. But in Utah, they have the death penalty, and you have a very good governor there. The governor, I've gotten to know him. The governor is very intent on the death penalty in this case, and he should be. In North Carolina, you also have it, but we have to make sure that happens. That was a horrific crime.
What do you say to people who are saying they see the assassination attempts in your life, they see the Minnesota lawmakers, they see what happened, they see what happened to Charlie, and they're saying, what's going on with the political process? Now, instead of trying to get votes, you're trying to survive. There are lawmakers canceling their events this weekend, AOC on the left and a lot of lawmakers on the right saying, I'm a little concerned about doing a public event. As president, what do you tell them?
I say you have to go forward. You just have to go forward. You watch, as closely as you can. You have, I have great people. I mean, I have people now much better and far more. When I was hit in Butler, they wouldn't, it was Biden, but they wouldn't approve. We had 55,000 people. We had, we get these tremendous crowds, and I'd have far fewer people than Biden who'd go out. He had many more Secret Service people than me, and he'd have like 8 people show up, but I have 55 or 60,000 people show up. Butler's a great example of that. And we have great people right now.
What the fuck was his answer? Wait, hold on. What?
Concerned about doing a public event. As president,
I'm glad he did it, so I don't have to.
do you tell them?
I say you have to go forward. You just have to go forward. You watch, as closely as you can. You have, I have great people. I mean, I have people now much better and far more. When I was hit in Butler, they wouldn't, it was Biden, but they wouldn't approve. We had 55,000 people. They wouldn't, or when I was hit in Butler, they wouldn't, it was Biden, but they wouldn't approve.
Oh, hit in
Somebody
Butler.
tell me if I'm right on this.
Hit. Oh, it sounded like he said hid when I got hid. He meant hit when he got shot. That's what he's talking about. I'm like, what do you mean hiding where?
Didn't Biden increase the amount of Secret Service available to Trump during the election season? Am I making that up? Pressure is growing to increase Donald Trump's Secret Service protection after the second apparent assassination attempt on the former president in 2 months. The service needs more help, President Joe Biden said on Monday. Congress should respond to their needs if they in fact need more service people. I think this is after he already increased protection. This is like Biden literally appealing to Congress for more protection for Trump. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is stripping Secret Service protection from Kamala Harris and anybody else he can. In the aftermath of an assassination attempt last month, the agency has shifted members of President Biden's protective team to the Trump campaign. You'll never see a headline even remotely similar to this. The Secret Service has bolstered former President Donald J. Trump's security in a variety of ways since the assassination attempt on him last month. Several people familiar with the matter said on Thursday, including by temporarily shifting part of President Biden's protective team to Mr. Trump. Oh, that's right. It was the Iranian thing. Donald Trump's Secret Service protection has been increased prior to assassination attempt due to Iran threat. It was when there was supposedly some Iranian threat. Now I guess we see why Iran was threatening him. Oh, no. U.S. Secret Service in recent weeks has increased. This is before the assassination attempt. This is in July of 2024.
I can't even, like, see that. Zoom in.
And I wasn't sure if anybody would have the courage to make that decision. That was a...
Really? I wanted to see that. Look. Donald Trump's Secret Service protection has been increased prior to assassination attempt due to Iran threat. Sources.
Prior to assassination attempt
Seriously?
due to Iran threat. It was when there was
recent weeks had increased Donald Trump's security due to intelligence indicating that there is an Iranian threat to assassinate the former president. Oh gosh.
Supposedly some Iranian threat. Now I guess we see why Iran was threatening him. Oh no. U.S. Secret Service in recent weeks has increased. This is before the assassination attempt. This is in July of 2024.
And I wasn't sure if anybody would have the courage to make that decision. That was a big, big decision. When you go down to Washington and you see these people, they happen to be strong soldiers. They're big and strong. They don't mind fighting, as opposed to somebody that really isn't equipped to do that, that weighs perhaps 100 pounds.
And has a third nationality or sexuality. They be him.
Correct. You can say it. I'd rather not say it. I want to see the But it's based on merit. You hire people now based on merit. That's the way the country got great. And I give so much credit to the Supreme Court for that. So with some of these people, though...
Crazy that just knowing a person is trans is enough for these people to dox and get people kicked out of the military. But as soon as a supposed, like, super Antifa assassin shows up, the first assumption is that it's a trans shooter. What the fuck is going on there, guys?
We're going to have to do... The politicians are one thing, and we can talk about that.
It just shows that they don't believe in anything they're saying, right? They don't believe in anything they're saying.
Some of these people, though, we're going to have to do... The politicians are one thing, and we can talk about that, but we have to have trials that go quickly.
Okay.
We can't have a trial like this guy. We can't have a trial that's going to start in 3.5 years from now.
Wait, did they not have the part?
Berlusconi famously said, "I'm condemned to win."
You are not playing an ESPN ad on this shit, my dude. Oh, shit, he is.
The craziest part in this.
Wow.
We have radicals on the left.
Oh, fuck. Whatever. We're not rewatching this whole thing. Apparently the full show was 60 minutes. Was he on for the full hour? He did an hour show with these guys? What the fuck?
Because I think it's a RICO case against him and other people. The professional agitators. I had to say, I'm pleased to report that nobody was shot, nobody was killed this week. And he's like, is that good? He's like, no, they don't have people shot every week, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a different thing. We're doing great. We'd love to save Chicago. We don't want to go into a hostile... by the way, the people will greet us. Right. But, you know, they have professional agitators. They're professional. I had one the other night.
Like this, there are so many things that Donald Trump says and does that are beyond the line that should just be impeachable. Like, also, whoever, I think that should be like a slur. I don't think people should be allowed to say that word anymore in mainstream or alternative media. No more saying they. I want you to identify motherfuckers from now on. Who the fuck is they? Antifa? The mayor's office? Name a group and name some people from now on. Okay?
Yes. We're doing great. We'd love to save Chicago. We don't want to go into
They's a slur now. Based.
By the way, the people will
save Chicago with the military? That's not how that works.
Will greet us. But, you know, they have professional agitators. They're professional. I had one the other night. I went into a restaurant, and this woman stood up. I looked at her immediately. She had money. She wasn't. So they get paid for it. They're professional from Soros and other people. And we're going to look into Soros because I think it's a RICO case against him and other people. Because this is more than like protests. This is real agitation. This is riots on the street. And
what the fuck are we talking about? George Soros? What? Hello? Is it 2016 again?
We're going to look into that.
What do we do about our country with that? Because we have radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem, and they're vicious.
Like, this is like a call to violence. This is a support for right-wing terrorism. It's basically a call to continue on, right? You're like, violence isn't bad. It's bad violence. That's bad. Righteous violence is usually celebrated. This is like a call for basically righteous violence. People on the right rise up when they're tired of crime, when they're tired of these, you know, crazy, horrible leftists who are just trying to destroy our country. Like, that's just that's just an unbelievable statement to make.
Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy. Although they want men and women's sports, they want transgender for everyone, they want open borders. The worst...
Like, imagine in the same breath as saying, like, you know, so Charlie Kirk was just assassinated, one of the largest political figures, influencer types, whatever the fuck you want to call it, organizers in the United States right now. And then in the next breath, you're talking about trans swimmers again. Like, what? Like, this is the Republican machine at work. It's to get you as upset as possible. It's to constantly make you mad and angry at everything. Like, there are going to be people marching in the next Civil War upset about trans people.
Thing that happened to this country, because I've already solved inflation, costs it down. Look at energy costs. You're going to have $2 gasoline pretty soon. I've solved just about every problem. The worst thing that happened to our country is when we let 25 million people in, many of which, and I say 80%, should not be in our country.
Did you say 25 million now? I thought it was 20 million before. Or is it increasing somehow? Or is Biden still sneaking them in?
Energy costs. You're going to have $2 gasoline pretty soon. I've solved just about every problem. The worst thing that happened to our country is when we let 25 million people in, many of which, and I say...
Is it okay, it's 25 million now. Okay. So the investment in our country is always increasing, but so are the illegal immigrants that came in are also retroactively increasing?
80% should not be in our country. They emptied their prisons into our country. They emptied their mental institutions, insane asylum. You don't know what that is. That's seriously, you know what that is? A mental institution on steroids, okay? They emptied out insane asylums, crazy people, into our country by the millions. And it's the hardest thing. We have a border now that's totally secure. Nobody came in. Think of that. They actually had announced nobody. We used to have millions of people come in. Nobody came in. And we back up the border with the military. We've done a great job. But the worst thing that happened to our country is to allow millions of people in from jails, mental institutions, drug dealers.
Right.
They threw them all into our country. And these stupid people, and some of them are stupid in terms of common sense, but they're brilliant in other ways. Biden wasn't calling the shots. It was the geniuses that surrounded, radical left geniuses that surrounded him on the, unfortunately, he used the Resolute desk. That's the one I used. I hated that he used it, but he used it. But they called the shots. And he didn't do anything. Look at what happened. The auto pen signed everything. He wasn't aware of anything that was being signed. It's so illegal.
Let out killers from prison, and he doesn't even know it.
They took the unselect committee that, investigated stuff. It found out that we were right on everything. They burned all the information because we were...
This is all just lies. He's talking about the January 6th Select Committee. This idea that they burned all the evidence or didn't... Like, I mean, you guys saw me study this topic for 3, 4, 5 months. There are thousands of pages of deposition, hundreds of hours of interviews. All of it is available, unless they've unhosted it now. But you can go and it's all there. It's like the final report is like 960 some pages. Like, all of it's there. It's just a fucking lie.
We're right on everything. Nancy Pelosi...
Absolutely right. Yeah. I don't know why the fuck they're still trying to get away with this J6 shit. Like, we're not gonna let them out, like, ever. I don't know why they think constantly, oh no, we'll get away with it. We just keep telling people one thing and lie to their fucking faces. It is what it is.
Pelosi knew. I told her, I said, I'll give you 10,000 troops, January 6th. I'll give you 10,000 troops if you'd like. No, we don't want them. Oh, well, they found out that was true. They found out it was true. They burned everything. And Biden gave them a pardon. He gave these people in the committee, Congress people.
That's not true. But...
He gave them a pardon.
Not really.
And it's so, what they did, what he did to this country will live in infamy. So what he did is, and I say, Lawrence, I say what he and his people, because he was up sleeping most of the time. He should not have been president.
But Mr. President, I remember we talked to you the next day after they tried to assassinate you, the first time. And
oh my God, are they trying to not sane wash him, but they're trying to actually get him like, President, can't you just like tell people to chill out? Hold on.
It changed you. And you talked about your faith and how the American people, they're shaking this morning over Charlie Kirk, the school shootings that are happening. What do you say to those people that are hurting this morning?
Well, I tell politicians, and I have a
Stand back and stand by.
lot of friends that are Democrats. You know, there's some normal Democrats too, not too many. But I have some friends, and I've been called by Democrats, everything else. They're equally concerned also. You know, it's them too. They don't want to go out in a public space and start. And I say something pretty simple. You got to do it. You got to protect as much, but you got to do it. I have the advantage of having hundreds of guys around me, you know, as president, but they don't have that advantage. They could be a congressman, or they could be. Look at Steve Scalise, a great guy. Look what happened to him. If he didn't have those two very brave people around, you know, he would have been. They would have all been killed. All those congressmen would have been killed. But yet, 3 of them badly hurt, and Steve was really badly hurt. I really say I'm a little bit of a fatalist. I guess I say, got to do your thing, or get out of the business and go into something.
I just want to say that I am unbelievably fucking shocked that he just used the word fatalist. I would have never expected him to have that word in his vocabulary. Wow. You just got like 7 IQ points in my head higher than, good job. I wonder if that came from the deep recesses of his rotting mind.
It's a.
I'm not giving him any credit for anything. Nah.
Frankly, it always has been.
We're good.
It always has been. My job's very dangerous. If you would have told me this, maybe I wouldn't have done it, Brian. If Brian would have called me up, you know, it's interesting. It's you look at the stats on presidents. It's the most dangerous career you can have.
Right.
Kennedy, Lincoln, McKinley. You can go down the list.
Funny.
But I chose to do it.
That's fucking adorable. That's so cute. You think you're special. Aw.
I love doing it because we're going to make America great again. It's
That's so cute.
I think a fatalist is like, imagine the boomer way of saying black-pilled.
So look at the stock market. We've had the stock market hitting record highs every day. Never been higher. People, last night at the Yankee game, the cops are coming over to me. I love the police here. You know, I love them all over the place, frankly. Sir, you've made me look like a genius. My wife finally respects me. My 401k is through the roof. He said, she thinks I'm a financial genius. I made him into a financial genius.
By the way, we just got word there's going to be a press conference at 9 o'clock. Judge Patel's going to be there, I guess, to give more details on what you told us, and that is, we got the guy. You guys got the guy, and he's in custody, and he's alive. And he was turned in by friends and families confirmed it. So is the message, too, to the right, the people that are going to go, I want revenge, not to have...
They're trying so hard.
Oh,
okay, here you go.
no.
You're getting so many layups. President, please tell your people to calm the fuck down. Okay. So we got one more.
Right. I have friends and families confirmed it.
Here he'll do it.
Is the message to the right, the people that are going to go, I want revenge, not to have revenge. Charlie Kirk would not want revenge.
You want revenge at the voter
That's where to go.
But unfortunately, we don't have so many ballot boxes because they have mail-in voting, which is totally rigged. You know, there are a lot of problems. I like ballot.
Bro! It's so easy. It's so easy. What do you just tell people to not fucking kill each other? Please, hello? He's gonna bring it back. Sorry.
So this is the context, by the way, to the Piers Morgan clip earlier of like them constantly trying to get Destiny to condemn Charlie's killer. Meanwhile, fuck, dude. Oh no, he's gonna go off. Watch. I'm predicting the next 2 minutes will be some unhinged Trump shit. Just watch, and then Destiny's gonna say some even more unhinged shit.
He's confirmed it. So
there's got to be like a live face reaction. Like, President, don't you tell these people to stop? And he's like, they need to win hard. And it's like, whoa. At the ballot box. Oh, but it's rigged.
Feed your whole crew.
Oh, that's probably what happened. I knew that was coming. Oh my god.
With a big farm burger, family meal to go.
Unskippable ad, you say. Haha. Funny, I'm not watching it.
People that are going to go, I want revenge, not to have revenge. Charlie Kirk would not want revenge.
You want revenge at the voter.
That's where to go.
But unfortunately, we don't have so many ballot boxes because they have mail-in voting, which is totally rigged. You know, there are a lot of problems. I like ballot boxes where they do mail-in voting all over the place, which is rigged. Anytime, Jimmy Carter, they had a commission. He said, anytime you have mail-in voting, it's a crooked election, okay? And they got to stop. But I say, so I can't really say at the ballot box because in some cases, like California, doesn't have ballot.
Okay, so he said we should take revenge to conservatives at the ballot box, but we can't do it at the ballot box, so he's going to give us another alternative. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, like this is literally the same language he used for January 6th. Like, whole they stole the election, they stole your country from you kind of a thing. But I heard you were gonna peacefully protest, but they stole this country from you and you need to steal it back. Like his words will say one thing, but then he'll steer with his actions and some of his words and like undermine immediately what he just said to like further radicalize whatever audience he's talking to. And it's something that literally all of them do. Like we just witnessed freaking Pierce do this as well. They claim, they make a claim, they make a claim, and then you like after 3 times are you proving them wrong? Well, we'll see if I'm right or not. Like, what are you fucking senile? We already proved you wrong. Dozens of times over, especially for the J6 shit. Oh my god. Like, that is just like without this man should have been in jail that day. Or the next day, January 7th. Like, and should have been in jail since then. He should have never been able to run for president again. I don't know where the justice system was on that shit, you fucking little punk little bitches. Get on your fucking shit, have some fucking balls. Yeah, he's the fucking president. Who gives a fuck? He's fucking corrupt, and he needs to be fucking dealt with before he be- never mind. He's already president. Oh, full criminal immunity, you say. Oh, shit. Oh, we're gonna be watching that other video where I should watch the Obama, him going after Obama for treason, and then Legal Eagles team perfectly explained that. Well, he could have if he wouldn't have just gotten that full criminal immunity, which also applies to Obama for anything that Trump would have went after him for. And it's like, ooh, so much for going after that swamp, huh? Damn. Not only did he not go after the swamp, he gave the swamp full criminal immunity. I would be so fucking mad if I was like a right-leaning fucking conspiracy conservative who wanted like the deep state dealt with and like Hillary and Obama locked up. He can't do that for Obama, at least, because he's got full criminal immunity now. The double-edged sword of humanity? Jesus. Immunity. Jesus fuck. Oh, fuck. Dude, my haircut is constantly getting pulled by my headset now. I'm not used to having shorter hair. Like, every time I move this, it, like, pulls a strand of hair out from behind my ear. Like, the worst fucking place. I don't know why. Maybe I should just wear fucking earbuds. Might be easier. Headphones are too much for just reacting. Oh gosh. But like this, it's just gonna, he's gonna keep going. There's another 8 minutes of this. I guarantee you it's gonna go far harder, way harder.
At the mail-in voting box?
Ballot boxes. They send out 38 million ballots. Nobody knows where the hell they're going. Then they come back.
I agree with that take. I'm still waiting for my mail-in ballot from the last election. What the fuck was that? I got the fucking... You mailed me the thing to fill out what ballot I wanted. You had no problem doing that. Where the fuck happened to my ballot? I didn't even get to vote in the last election. Because I fucking worked that week. And I was needed to do the mail-in fucking ballot. But mine never showed up. So, like, what the fuck? Like... If anything, you guys need to fucking get better at doing it. If anything. Because you can't even give the ballots to the people who want to use them, my dude. And that was before Trump was in office. I can only imagine how fucking fucked it's gonna be after this. Gosh. It's not enough.
Democrats
it's never
more than
enough.
Republicans. Right. It's so unfair, the system, and we're going to fix the system.
What are you going to do about President?
That's it? Oh, okay. So then they should be violent. Good. Heard you loud and clear. By the way, when President Donald Trump was asked to disavow the Proud Boys, President Donald Trump, his statement was, "Stand back and stand by."
Yeah.
You have repeatedly criticized the...
Exactly what I said earlier. What he's gonna say is stand back and stand by. That's exactly what he fucking just said, essentially. Oh, we need to, like, worry about it because everything is corrupt. Everything is... Aren't you the president now? Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's the deep state. Aren't you the deep state now? Didn't you get them full criminal immunity with that dumbass fucking decision that your fucking Supreme Court picks fucking pushed? Like, the fuck was that? Great job. It's exactly what the voters that voted for you wanted. That's the fucked up part is. This guy hasn't done a single fucking thing that, like, MAGA has wanted him really to do, except for maybe 2 things that I could think of between both presidencies, and like both were minuscule at best. Everything else he either botches or just says he did, and like doesn't even actually go for it. Like, wild shit. Wild stuff. Our president.
The vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
He's gonna say it.
And to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
are you
I'm willing
prepared
to do
specifically
that,
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost.
I please somebody make an edit of him answering this question with just some gay ass shit. I don't care what it is, just make it gay. Gay as fuck. Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, pants down, cocks out. Fucking something. I don't care what you do. Please make him say some gay shit so we can spread it all over Twitter.
Add to the violence.
Where's AI when you need it? That's what AI really needs to be used for. Making fun of the president of the United States.
In a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
willing to do
specifically
that, but
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
Do
I
it.
would say almost everything.
Do it, pussy. Do it. Do it.
Thing I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left because,
like, these are crazy statements. He said this, and then what was their response? Joe Biggs. Trump basically said to go fuck them up. This makes me so happy. Enrique Tarrio, standing by, sir. Joe Biggs. President Trump told the Proud Boys to stand by because someone needs to deal with Antifa. Well, sir, we're ready. Joe Biggs. Proud Boys. Shout out at the presidential debate. That's what Trump said. That's what they heard. And that's what they did when they made a whole ass fucking plan to break into the fucking Capitol. And when you look at the videos of who the first people into the Capitol were, who was it? It was drum roll. Hold on. Where is it? At 10 a.m., the first group of Proud Boys gathered near the Washington Monument, about 100 of them. At 10:30 a.m., is this a video? Oh, no, these are all from the indictment. They start marching towards the Capitol. At 12:53, they are the first people to break through the perimeter. And the first person who breaks into the Capitol is Dominic Pizzola, who is a Proud Boys member. He was the first person in. You can see videos of him.
Hold up. I want y'all to see it.
The Capitol at 12:53. They are the first people to break through the perimeter. And the first person who breaks into the Capitol is Dominic Pizzola, who is a Proud Boys member. He was the first person in. You can see videos of him bashing it with the fucking stolen shield. And then after all of this, Donald Trump pardons all of them. This is like, you will never have a clearer through line than that. From disavow the neo-Nazis that are following your movement. No, I will tell them to stand back and stand by. And then they will post on social media, standing back and standing by. And then they will create a plan to enact a violent riot, which they did. And then they will follow through with it which they did, which is documented across tweets on all their signal chats and in video evidence. And then they will be charged with seditious conspiracy, which they were. And then they will be tried in court, which they were. And then they will be convicted, which they were. And then Donald Trump will come in office and pardon all of them. Pardoning people who were convicted of seditious conspiracy, where the seditious conspiracy was to overthrow the government so that you could remain in power, which you called on them to do on a public stage. Like, there will never be. And then people want to say, what about when this random TikTok account? Also, I'm sorry, but like, people are like, oh, this is why you shouldn't call people fascists or Nazis. No, this is why you shouldn't call people who aren't fascists. Donald Trump this is everything a fascist would do. Maybe a fascist would blush if they were part of a democratic government. I don't know if they would be this open or blatant about it, but like, yeah, this is it. You're calling for private military army people to overthrow government and do stuff like this. Like, what kind of a democratic, in a liberal country, liberal democracy country, won't tell people to stop being violent? I used to refrain from calling them fascists, but your population is getting used to political violence. That is essentially real fascism. One of the main differences with Italian fascism is that there isn't a real serious ideology behind that pervades every facet of your country. Yeah, it's crazy seeing it listed out. Fuck, where is the thing? It's like shooting, arson at a governor's house. It's like event after event after event after. It's like, guys, hello? What the fuck is happening right now? Is nobody like kind of worried about this? Isn't this a little bit fucking insane?
They come back. Democrats get more than Republicans. Right. It's so unfair, the system, and we're going to fix the system.
What are you going to do about President Putin? Because we just saw these drones in Poland.
Yeah, well,
more sanctions.
Thing, I mean, I'm not going to defend anybody, but the Poland, they were actually knocked down and they fell into an area. But you shouldn't be close to Poland anyway. Right. So I solved, as you know, 7 wars. 7.
Donald Trump speaks more harshly about the totality of the Democratic Party in the United States of America than he will about fucking Vladimir Putin. You notice that?
I thought the easiest one was going to be Ukraine and Russia.
But the problem is really Vladimir Putin. You talked to him in Alaska.
Yeah, I did.
He's picked up the pace of the bombing.
Look at these skinwalking fuck. They're like trying so hard to guide him. You see how like loaded these questions are, right? Not even a loaded question. He's like, the problem is Putin though, right? Like, talk about that. Like, people are scared. Like, the people on the right should also not go for revenge, right? Like, they're trying so hard to load the questions at him to guide him to a more sane place.
Tremendous hatred between him and Zelensky. Tremendous. It's I've seen it before.
But Zelensky says I'm coming to the table.
Well, now he does. No, he does. He wasn't coming to the table so quickly. You remember the famous.
So is your patience run out with Putin?
Yeah, it's sort of running out and running out fast. But it does.
For what? Both sides? Say it. Say for both sides.
It does take 2 to tango.
There you go.
It's amazing. When Putin wants to do it, Zelensky didn't. When Zelensky wanted to do it, Putin did. Now Zelensky wants to, and Putin is a question mark. But we're going to have to come down very, very strong. It's the only one. This is the one, because I've always had a great relationship with Putin. This is the only.
The Russia-Ukraine shit also cringe. I fucking, as soon as he brought it up, Destiny called it. I was about to literally yell out the same thing. It's like watching both sides of it. Dude, I can't believe he's still fucking clinging on to the, oh, Russia is not that bad talking point. Mr. False Prophet over here. Worship the beasts, my friends. Worship them. Partake in my anti-woke ways. Or be tariffed.
War that I haven't solved. Now, let's get into Gaza, because that's going to...
The only... Yeah, wait, what about Gaza? Is that one solved now, or...?
It's another one. So those are 2 that are...
Before you move on, can I ask you, what is clamping down on Vladimir Putin?
Well, it'd be hitting very hard.
Yeah, like, he can both sides the Russia-Ukraine war, but he one sides the Democrat conservative struggle in the U.S. Like, it's...
Hard on with sanctions to banks and having to do with oil and tariffs also.
True.
But I've already done it. I've done a lot. Look, India was their biggest customer. I put a 50% tariff on India because they're buying oil from Russia. That's not an easy thing to do. That's a big deal. And it causes a rift with India, you know.
I thought we were part of NATO. Does an Article 4 invocation not warrant U.S. to attend meeting? What, did this happen? Or what are we talking about? I would be shocked if anybody does anything with NATO right now. My guess would be Poland invoked Article 4. Ooh, well, that's pretty scary.
Balloon.
I don't even know what that means. Hold on. Maybe it's not scary. Let me just what the fuck does that Article 4 invocation mean? Under Article 4 of NATO's founding treaty, members can bring any issue of concern, especially related to the security of a member country, to the table for discussion within the North Atlantic Council. Since 1949, Article 4 has been invoked 8 times. Maybe just a meeting isn't that scary then? I don't know. Making any strong moves with NATO right now, I think would be terrifying, because
I don't think Trump would follow through with any of our commitments. And the microsecond Putin or somebody sees, I don't think he would like just flat out invade other countries. I don't know if he's got like the support or anything for it right now, but like it would just be, I think it would be terrifying to try to invoke that right now, to see the U.S. basically become, you know, a ghost.
And remember this is a Europe problem, much more than our problem. The other thing I've done, Brian, and I know how you feel and very strongly about it, and I understand a lot of people do, a lot of people don't, frankly. But we were spending $350 billion on a war.
I just wanted to point out the whole Poland thing. I think we talked about it the last stream. Unfortunately, my dumbass deleted the wrong stream and deleted that whole fucking stream we did. So like that whole hour and a half we did is gone forever. But I wonder if I could use the Wayback Machine. Could I download? I wonder if that's a thing. Could I use the Wayback Machine to like go back and get that VOD? I'm curious. But anyways, the whole Poland situation is super fucked. And if you don't know, because I don't think I've ever mentioned it, I'm like a super pro NATO guy. So like, yeah, if our homies need help, we should be pulling up. All right, that's just facts.
War that was across the ocean. Europe was spending $100 billion.
350 billion. It goes up every time. All the numbers are constantly increasing. Is he like adjusting for inflation always, or like?
It's still a lot of money, but it should have been equalized, at least equalized, or they should have spent more. But I did something. As you know, I went to NATO, great relationship with all of those NATO countries, and I got them to raise from 2% to 5%. And then I got them to pay for anything that all of our costs now being paid by NATO. So NATO is very, you know, they're rich countries, and they're now paying. We're sending missiles and things to NATO. NATO's paying us, and they're distributing to where they want, which is, in this case, Ukraine.
システムへのアクセス承認中。
Enema.
セキュリティレ
Enema. Wait, what the? Nice fucking editing.
Europe was spending $100 billion.
Mid sentence. What is up with people in doing this? First the news and now Destiny. Who is on the fucking late night on Destiny's channel? Whoever did that, fuck you. Oh, I'm so annoyed by that shit. Oh, it's like the 5th video now where like people just get cut off in the middle of their sentence. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, well that's the context to this debate now. As we were.
It's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack
Piers,
Posobiec.
you have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information, they refuse, they obfuscate, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that you know, it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who.
Wait a minute, hold up, because I haven't seen any photos, real photos of these bullets. I've seen photoshopped bullets with photoshopped memes onto them, like a recreation of them. But I don't think we've actually seen photos of the actual bullets with the memes in them. I don't think that's a thing. Unless I might have completely missed it. I might have, but so far I haven't seen actual photo, like a bag, like an evidence bag with the bullets, and you can see there's writing on the bullets. There's no picture of that, just like a photoshopped bullet with the photoshopped meme on top of it. It's like the fucking, oh my god, no. It's the MS-13 tattoo all over again, where they photoshopped the word MS-13 to show what the tattoos meant, and Donald Trump mistaked the MS-13 as the actual tattoo instead of the skull and the whatever the fuck he had on his fingers as them interpreting it, because he didn't realize it was photoshopped. Oh no, it's happening all over again. My dudes, it's not real. Stop, don't. Until you see a real life photo of like a fucking sheriff or like I don't know, some like a DA holding up the bag of evidence where the bullets are in, and they take out each bullet and show us on camera that yes, there is writing on these. Like, I'm not gonna believe that's a thing. I think that's just completely fucking made up. I'm pretty sure those memes came out before that guy even got arrested. And he took the gun with him, I'm pretty sure, didn't he? Yeah, he didn't leave anything behind. He took it with him, despite what people were saying originally. That's why I hate covering breaking news. I'm with Destiny on that. Fucking breaking news is cringe. It's part of the reason why I waited a few days to talk about it, even. I waited till like Saturday to like talk about that shit on stream. just because I don't want to talk about it in the first few days, because like everything's just gonna be a theory. Everything's just gonna be like fake news, like unironic fake news, because so many people are just trying to milk what happened for, you know, whatever their bag is.
Supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year. Cory Capatore being assassinated
By
last year
conservatives.
in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be.
That's what happens when you talk to demons. We don't let you talk, right? We're just demons, right? Why do we let you talk? Huh? If we're so bad faith, we're so evil, why would we let you talk? Huh?
Be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks and YouTube streams and likes. Go to the casket, go to the gravesite, go talk to the widow. You know, I don't even know how to discuss this with someone who's completely lost all touch with reality.
Yeah, I mean, Anna.
What's Jack's answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
Right.
One, that's a good point. Two, why do you guys still deny the results of the 2020 election? Talking about us not living in reality, by the way.
Because you can't even condemn the cold-blooded execution of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny.
I don't think you're in the
YouTube,
position
and he
to
says, "I
demand
wonder what
anything from
Destiny's saying
anybody
on YouTube. That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any
pointers, but
position
really?
to condemn anybody for anything. You won't
Absolutely
condemn a
am, because
cold-blooded
He's the president
murder.
of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that question.
Basic
Why Donald
humanity
Trump-
says
why
the murder
Donald Trump,
was
the president,
horrific.
Can't say
Why can't
all
you
of us
say
need
it?
to be less violent.
Why can't you
Democrats
say
have been
it,
saying
Destiny?
You see how this fat, bad faith fuck cannot address the point? He has to just keep coming back to, oh, well, you didn't condemn it, you didn't condemn it, you condemn it. Like, he's a fucking child. This literal child has a fucking TV show. He's on the fucking news. This fuck needs to be fired. Like, unironically, who the fuck is this guy? How did he even get famous to begin with? I don't even know who the fuck Piers Morgan is. I only ever occasionally see him on this debate shit. But, like, literally maybe 20 to 30% of the time he gives like an honest take, and then the rest of the time he's like this. He's supposed to be the moderator, by the way. Yeah, he keeps here's a red flag in every debate sphere. If the moderator is constantly jumping in and debating more than the guests are, that's just a fucking I am the one fucking brain, like I should be debating these people because I know better. I know better than all of them. Right? Like, unironically, like, just shut the fuck up and host the show, my dude.
Over a decade.
To say the murder was horrific and unacceptable.
Why can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't.
Not saying that that's for, like, everybody, but it is, like, a bit of a fucking red flag. You're either inexperienced and you just don't realize, like, you shouldn't be the one in here debating stuff, or you're like, this guy's got, like, 45, probably 400 years of experience, it looks like, talking about fucking the news with a British accent. Like, he's just gonna, yeah. He's just gonna keep rolling and rolling. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like 200 years past retirement age. He don't give a fuck.
Why does no one hear any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Anna Kasparin.
Donald Trump. Nothing exactly.
Anna Kasparin. To me, this is what I'm talking about. That I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a sick
thing
mindset.
I don't think I actually watched what the widow said. What is the widow doing? Not any context for that. I hope it comes up.
Weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was? And by the way,
are you asking
really,
me for the pragmatic political outcome, or are you asking me for?
Hey,
you're
how
asking me a
about
question,
take it
so I
easy
didn't
on
know
the
it was rhetorical.
Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question.
Okay.
Shut your bimbo ass up, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Your husband's probably an alcoholic. I can tell by the makeup you wear.
Sorry, you must have been really bullied today.
My behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that. But that doesn't change the way I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How can you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you judge
such a simple thing.
others
If you're
as
going to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Let me understand. Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others
How
are
does that make
using
any
her grief,
sense?
she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny,
TP
let me
USA
explain.
ads
No.
to
Let
1
me
or 2
explain
days
something
after.
to you.
Stop.
If
Stop.
someone
Stop.
assassinated
Stop.
my husband,
Hold up. Sorry, I came back mid-hit. But I is that what happened? No, we're getting context of this. I'm sorry, this trip's gonna be way longer than I thought it was gonna be. Hold up, we gotta fucking we're looking into this real quick. I need to hear this fucking speech. Good and evil, you say? Just hitting them fucking Minecraft villager. Hold up. Hold on. Oh no, I'm already gonna jump in on it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I think Destiny's washing off on me. Not gonna lie. Or pop up the subtitles. Jesus. What'd she say? Jesus, heal this room? A world. Heal this world. I have no idea. I couldn't hear. That's my guess, one of the two.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life. And the police who acted bravely.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. Heroically. Oh god, I'm sorry. Go on.
To make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio,
I found myself at a time in my...
Wow. Hold the fuck up. Ain't no shot. How far are we into this? 1 minute and 43 seconds. Already. Double ad. Nice.
This chair. Every day
He would have been proud.
he loved what he did. Sorry. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did.
Oh no.
Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you.
Really trying not to make a kinky joke here.
2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible.
Oh no. The amount of people I've heard say that. Oh, why? I don't want to talk about the widow. Don't make me go type the widow. Please don't. Don't make me. Please. Oh, gosh. Oh, there's so many different things I could say here. I don't want to tap the widow. God damn it. Ugh. Hmm. Being Christian will not save your marriage. Just FYI, my parents learned the hard way. Dozens, hundreds of thousands of people have learned that lesson. God will not save your relationship if you both hate each other, okay? Or if one of you is a selfish fucking person, okay? God will not save you from that. And it will not save your marriage, okay? Bro, it's so fucking ironic that, unironically, he's like the fourth person who I've probably heard say something like that, who are the people that make this world need to be fixed. Like, oh, I'd fixed, oh, this particular thing. And it's like, I'm questioning whether or not you were a good family man. Like, why is she gassing you up so hard? Oh my god. Not saying that he was a bad dad or whatever, but he might have been a good dad, but I'm not saying I'm not gonna sit here and say he was a good man just because he was a good dad. There are plenty of people who would be considered good dads, but are horrible fucking people. Like, outside of that.
Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25.
Oh gosh.
Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't.
Karma's a bitch.
Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. He's so incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all.
Value of having a partner is huge. Finding someone you can trust is what really builds the business from the base.
I'm glad. I wasn't that
The
shameless.
evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know
Jesus'
this.
merciful love, you know.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea.
Oof.
You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
Fucking religious people.
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will
You will be irrelevant in 2 weeks.
not die.
Trump is the only thing carrying this, let's be honest. You're not carrying anything. As much as I appreciate, you know, respect to the enthusiasm, obviously. Like, I hope you do follow through on that, honestly. But let's be honest, nobody really gave that fuck about Charlie. They were more of a on the Trump side, let's be honest, just like he was.
All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So
One of his mottos is never surrender. Like, literally anybody who's ever fucking gone to war. Okay.
I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever.
Ever.
Our campus tour
Sorry.
this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves.
Oh god, she did it too. She did the same thing Trump did when he fucking said he would want revenge. In a ballot box. She did the same shit. Oh, that's too funny. I just fucking opened that, didn't I? I did. Nope. Let me hear it again, please.
In the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves.
Say that, dude.
Deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college,
You know what?
go
what do
find
we,
your
what do you
local
know?
Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved.
Oh,
He wants you to
rallying
make a
the troops.
difference. And you can. You can. The
You can
movement's-
too. Bully the woke kids into suicide. Just like we do. Join today. We need you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could get thousands. It's not gonna make a difference. I'll make sure of that.
It's not going anywhere. And it will only grow stronger when you join
Sorry,
it.
Charlie. Nothing personal.
There isn't a chapter Can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You
Start
can
one?
start one.
Jesus.
And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not
Bible-believing church. That is a ungodly broad statement. Which Bible? We've got like 36 of them. Which Bible will we know is the right one? The one you follow? Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
simply a political
Got
one.
you.
Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable.
Harbor Freight Tools keep
Palpable? Why does this keep fucking resetting the fucking... every goddamn
getting better
time.
with time.
Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say
Confess what? What are we confessing here? I'm so confused. Confess what? What am I supposed to confess?
this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody.
Oh my god. Oh god, at least my mom wasn't that fucking crazy. Jesus. I give my mom shit, but I gotta give her credit at the same time. She didn't baptize me or my brother. She let us decide whether or not we wanted to be baptized. Same with my sister. And then you have people like this who are like, they're never too young. Like, Jesus. Gotta get them in there while they're fresh.
Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country. This country my husband loved and still loves.
It's
And
true.
nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us.
Oof.
I remember the last
It's gonna
time I
be
slept.
so bad.
I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant.
Again, so many things I could say there. I don't think Trump's getting into heaven, sweetheart. I don't think he's gonna be able to hear that from him again. I'm just saying, I don't think they're gonna be seeing each other again if Charlie's up there. Trump definitely getting up there.
When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby.
Daddy died and went to heaven. Isn't that what you tell them? And if you're thinking, really, at 3? Like, my nephew also had to learn the concept of that from Disney when he was 3. Oh, why is the grandma falling asleep? And, well, she's not sleeping. She's dead, my dude. She's up in heaven now with the angels. And even he was able to understand that it was like a fucking sad kind of a thing. So, you know, you should just be honest. Have faith they'll understand.
Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget.
There you go. Yeah, just tell him some more lies. There you go. Great parenting.
And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day.
Like, it wouldn't be crowded already? What? So confused. What is up with these people? Why are they always on some mission from God shit? I mean, sheesh, I can't be one to talk. But seriously, why does everybody always assume that? Like, they take their own fight and they could just own it, but nah, I'll give it to God. Why? Just be a good man. Why does God need to be involved? You shouldn't need God to be a good man. You should know it in your heart. My dude, you shouldn't need God to tell you right from wrong.
Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
America.
Welcome to Huntington, a bank that believes we should all get more from money.
That was the context of that. I could see where Destiny was going here now with all this being good and evil and all that shit. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. It wasn't that much about good and evil, but I could see where he got it from. Talking about Jesus, God, fighting a good fight, saving the country, etc., etc. Yeah, sucks for her. I feel bad for her. I still feel bad for Charlie. That's just kind of who I am, though. Versus, like, can't exactly.
Husband?
Oh. I didn't realize I didn't build to that yet.
If someone
Alright, well, back to this one.
assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
And when
from
something yeah,
identifying
I know, yes,
as
because
a
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just
so
said that you
embarrassing
don't
on the
think about
left.
how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody
it's
cares
not.
about somebody who's
No,
grieving,
I
then
understood
you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person
happen to
hey,
be the
maybe you
weakness
should
in their
step back for a
arguments.
couple of
No,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe you
not
should
about
take
the
some
way
time
I
to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I
say,
get
hey,
treated
let's
like
throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking
of the
to a
United States
guy
calling
who
for
said
civil
he'd be
war.
okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination attempt
and we're talking
happened.
to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
conservative media
There's
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck and had
Okay.
nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know where your bread is buttered. I know where
And
you're
it was
making your money
great. I
from.
had
Okay, that's
awesome
great.
conversations.
Do with
I
the
don't
person-
regret it
I
at
know,
all.
that's great.
I also had a
And keep up with the
conversation
personal
with Jack
attacks 'cause you're
Posobiec
so
on her take. It was
brain-broken.
awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Jack,
what
the guy over there that gets
democracy is about.
paid by
Having
Russia
an
that-
Mom, Dad, please. Oh my God. My God, this is just... It's devolved. Getting down into the mud now.
exchange of ideas.
Comes out of his
yeah.
mouth. Yeah,
All right,
great.
let me
That's a
bring
good
in.
one.
Let me
I
bring
don't
in.
agree with him on everything, but at
Still
least we
to
can
this
have
day,
dialogue.
Anna,
No
Anna,
one on
you're
here can
completely
call
right, by the
dialogue.
way.
Sure is
Anna
happening
is
right now.
completely
Charlie,
right.
didn't it?
And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have
didn't.
respectful
Charlie
dialogue.
Kirk beat up
well,
on college students.
unlike
That's all
you.
he did. Let's be
Let me
real.
bring.
He said it. Unlike you. Unlike me? I'm sorry. Why wasn't Charlie on any of the fucking Piers Morgan debates that he did? Besides, we're like, fucking, when's the last time he's even done something like that? He's been debating college students nonstop for like 4 years. I couldn't even tell you a debate or interview that has been done with like Charlie. Like, he's been purely on the college campuses. Like, literally just like beating up on kids who literally don't know anything about anything half the time. Like, I'm trying to think of like, not that I've seen any of, other than what happened the last week.
Bring Andrew Wilson in.
So do you.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college
Andrew
students.
Wilson?
You're going
Fucking Andrew Wilson?
to college. You're
Charlie
going on a
Kirk
college
trying to
tour
hold
right
higher
now
level
to
debates
beat
and you
up
guys
on
killed
college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour.
Yes, because Charlie was consistently doing that. And we need to do it in order to keep up. But like, to sit here and say that like, it's a difficult thing to do, it's not. And like, as if you would know, like, as if you were the one doing it. Oh wait, yeah, that's what I thought.
To go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't
yes or no?
exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on, calm down. I just got one question. I got one question for you, and I want you to actually answer it. Are you glad Charlie Kirk is dead?
No, I don't think anybody in this country should be dying to political violence. It's insane. The past
Hey,
5 years in
thank
this
you.
country has been crazy. But the reality
So
is,
then-
until
so
conservatives
then why did you
have
say that to your co-host that Trump deserved the bullet? Why did you tell him that?
Until conservatives have to say,
That was
hey,
Charlie, you fucking retard. He says nobody. Oh, and I guess he did say, and nobody should be dying from political violence. But we're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't fucking call for it, my dudes. Like, you literally are like out here. Where's your Department of War? I want to see Charlie's take on the Department of War before his ass got fucking shot. That's what I want to see. What's Charlie's take on that? I want to know.
all need to be less violent. There's no purpose in Democrats doing it because every time Democrats disavow, you further entrench your guys' delusional beliefs that all the violence is coming on the left. Donald Trump can go on TV. He can say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They can go on Parler and say, we heard you. They can go to the Capitol and break in and try to insurrect. They can get convicted in front of a jury, and then Donald Trump can pardon them, and we can come out and go, hey, guys, why aren't Democrats disavowing violence? And pretend that the problem is coming from the left. Democrats do a disservice to this country by disavowing violence constantly when the president of the United States
Let me
won't go
respond
on
quickly.
TV and say all of
Let
us
me
need to be
respond
less
quickly,
violent. How
Destiny.
easy
So
could that
the
be?
thing is, why did you say to your co-host
keep
that
focusing on me.
the
Keep
bullet
focusing on
that
me.
the bullet
I'm not here to
that
play-
the bullet was for Trump? Why did you?
He's absolutely right. That's what they're doing. They're focusing on him, focusing on him. He just made a bunch of really fucking great points about like J6 and all that stuff. Like, and they're just not going to address it. They don't care. They don't care. They don't. They're actual fucking like demons who believe either what they believe is actually true for some reason, or they just don't give a fuck. And this is just their bread.
you say to your co-host that the best place for the bullet was Trump? Why did you say that?
Why did Donald Trump call
It's a whataboutism.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't that because of the guy getting shot? He's like, yeah, no, this is fucked. Nobody should be dying. If anybody should have got shot, it probably should have been Trump. I'm going to go on a limb and say that that's what Destiny's take was. I don't actually know because I don't remember what his take was on that. But I'm guessing it's somewhere along the lines of that. Like, yeah, the firefighter didn't deserve that. It should have been Trump. It's probably what he said. And what this guy's referencing, which I also heavily agree with. That guy did not deserve the bullet. If anybody did it, Trump should have fucking took it for his own people. Like the fucking martyr he wanted to be.
Whataboutism. I'm asking you a question. I can't be whataboutism if it's my question, Destiny.
And then even though he lived, they still made him a martyr. Like, they don't give a fuck. Dead or alive, they don't give a fuck. They were gonna make him a martyr one way or another. It's just an excuse.
Why won't Donald Trump
answer the question?
Right, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this before I cut mics?
Because you don't care.
Destiny, allow Andrew.
Before I cut mics like a bitch.
Allow Andrew to repeat his question. And let him ask the question, then you answer it, okay? Andrew.
No, I want to hear the other side first.
Let him ask the question.
Donald Trump
Let him ask the question, Destiny, and then you answer it. Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host, when asked point blank, if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said this to Pisco. I watched it, okay? This guy's an obfuscation machine. And if you know what else, Destiny, why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
Wow, that's poison in the
Listen
wall.
up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Why are you? Let's add 3 qualifiers into this bitch, right? I mean, why not? Shut the fuck up.
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence.
Which he's already said, by the way. He said it like God, back in 2020 he probably said it maybe. Back when all that shit was happening in J6. Like, we shouldn't be doing this. People shouldn't be fucking killing cops. Shouldn't be killing each other. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I think ever since then, because Trump got away with it, Destiny's just unwilling to give any ground on, like, the violence at least. Because Trump literally directly called for that, caused it, and got away with it. Not only got away with it, but got full criminal immunity for it. Oh, God, fuck this world.
I don't think in the United States of America that should be happening. I don't know why it's so hard for the president to say the same. I think it'd be the easiest thing in the world as a president. Biden did it for 4 years. That's why everything was way cooler when he was here, like in terms of temperature. The Clintons have no problem saying it. Barack Obama has no problem saying it. Kamala Harris has come out and said it. Every Democratic lawmaker and leader has basically come out and said it. But for some reason on the Republican side, it's just civil war, civil war, civil war. And the Republican president of the United States, who has presided over more violence politically in this country, more large protests than any president in all of U.S. history, for some reason can't bring himself to say, all of us need to calm down. And
so did Trump deserve the bullet? Did Trump deserve the bullet?
This is all you care about are the political hit jobs.
Just answer the question, bro. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Donald Trump
deserve the
violence
bullet
on his side ever? Did Donald Trump
answer the question? Did Trump deserve the bullet?
You can't answer the question. We're here to play.
No, bro. It's my turn to ask the question. It's your turn to answer. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Trump disavow violence in this country ever?
Did he deserve the bullet? Yes, he's disavowed violence. But again, I just did. Now your turn. Now your turn. It's your turn. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
I never said that. No, I never said that. No.
Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No, I didn't. Oh, wait. When did Donald Trump disavow? Wait. When did Donald Trump disavow violence in this country?
Your co-host, you lying sack of shit. If he wanted to kill Trump, the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. That's what you said, bro.
Yeah. And this is where when you're putting YouTubers and tweeters on the same level as the president of the United States, this is why conservatives are absolutely brain broken when it comes to violence in this country. And that's why it'll continue.
But Destiny, Destiny,
are going to turn around and be like, I can't believe it. What's going on? What's happening here?
Okay, Destiny, if you care so much about political violence in America, why don't you lead the way yourself without mentioning anybody else? Why don't you?
One side refuses to actually do this, by the way. Like, we have been nice the whole fucking time. you fucking assholes. We were nice in the 80s, or back in the 60s, 70s, then blew up in the 80s, 90s, and then the 2000s, we're just blowing up more and more. Like, it's been the same shit for 50 fucking years, dipshits. Nothing has fucking changed. You would all fucking keep segregation. You all would still have segregation if it weren't for the fucking National Guard enforcing it. 40, 50 years ago. Within our parents' lifetimes. Or some of them are born out right after it, which is why they think racism doesn't exist, because they were born the year after segregation fucking ended. Like my parents. They literally think that shit didn't exist because they were born the year or 2 or 3 years after like it ended. It's like, yeah, no shit, you didn't witness it. It was over.
Why don't you, Destiny, right now, just outright condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because we've been doing that for a decade. One side can't turn down the temperature.
Way more than a decade. Way more than a decade. Way more than a decade. It goes back all the way from like the 60s and shit.
Side can't turn down the
It's all
temperature.
the same
If
shit.
Donald Trump can't, then the left shouldn't until he does.
Got it. Okay, you don't want to do it.
Need accountability
Okay,
for
Jack.
their actions. They need some responsibility for the insanity.
He had it coming,
Even though you take none yourself. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec.
We absolutely
All
Democrats
right,
will take
that's enough,
accountability, but
Destiny.
it's their
I'll bring
fault.
in Jack Posobiec.
Yeah,
Jack.
okay. Nice, both sides it.
Jack.
Yeah.
What is your response to this?
I mean, Piers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this type of ideology where you've got someone who's willing to mock Erica, who's been standing strong for her family, for her children, who's just.
Oh, hold up. Sorry. I didn't mean to pause that.
She will never be able to grow old with Charlie. She will never be able to be with them again, have more children, to have grandchildren, to have those memories, to raise them. It's all gone. Every single moment of that future that they had was gone because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And now you have people celebrating it. And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying
oh,
about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up.
shit! You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude. Oh my god! You're not even inside the right bullet. You're such a disgusting
Piers.
piece of shit. Holy.
What a
Piers.
pedantic point.
Are we-
What a
are we
It's
even
not
gonna do
pedantic.
this?
These guys are professional
It's total
liars.
pedantry.
It's
It's
Epic
total
and base.
pedantry. Total
This guy
pedantry.
probably.
I
I would like to let
Jesus.
Jack. I would like to let Jack finish his point, please.
Yeah,
and
it's just
and they'll claim there's no leftist connection. They'll claim there's no there and then go so far as to lie and say there's some kind of Christian conservative connection when you could see the writing on the bullet casings.
Are you
And so-
serious? This dude was turned in by his youth pastor, you fucking dipshit. This is what he means by he's fucking lying. He's a fucking scumbag, and most of these people are.
Oh,
You don't deserve a bullet, but you certainly do deserve a kick in the fucking ass, at the very least.
you know, these are very common symbols associated. Whatever. The point is,
Keep
right,
lying and get more people like
it should
Charlie
be very,
killed.
very clear.
Keep lying. Go
Are we
ahead. Get
connected
yourselves
with our
killed.
humanity,
Go ahead.
or are we not? And some
Masses.
people are willing to do that. Anna's been willing to do that. We've done shows together. They've been fine. They've been good. We've jousted. We've done the back and forth. Dustin and I in the past have had shows together where before he kind of took this turn, and you think there are people who can just be willing to stand up for humanity.
You know, Jack, it reminds me a bit of the journey I've gone on, very different circumstances, but the Israel-Hamas war. The reason I asked everybody on the pro-Palestinian side for months after the war started, do you condemn what Hamas did, is I think it was very enlightening as to the humanity of the person by how they responded. If their immediate response was, of course I do, the mass murder of civilians on October the 7th was a horrendous atrocity, then we can move on to an intellectually honest debate. If they refuse to condemn what Hamas did, it's a completely different debate. And similarly, right now, I feel if you can't condemn a lot of what the IDF are doing, frankly, it's my opinion, in Gaza, then the same thing. If you're unequivocally like, it's all fine with 20,000 plus kids being killed, then I've got a problem with that too. But I do think you've got to try and maintain in all of these debates a modicum of humanity about people who are actually being killed. And what is terrifying about the mindset of a lot of people on the woke left I've seen since Charlie Kirk's death is the brazen glee that they're taking to his murder. And then when I see even Destiny, who's a very well-followed person on the internet, well-known, when Destiny, frankly, if you can't bring yourself just to say the murder was horrific and should never have happened, it's a very simple sentence. It's just basic humanity. It really makes me despair for where everything is going, because it's indicative of the mindset of, I can't give an inch to my political opponents, therefore I lose my humanity. How can that be right?
Because you can't give an inch to political opponents that won't recognize or acknowledge anything they've done is wrong. It's all it's done is gotten us here. This is where we're at because of that exact mindset. Will any of the conservatives here acknowledge the conservative that murdered Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other senator in Minnesota?
Living these nuts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we
That it
disavow
was a
all
conservative
political
shooter?
violence.
That it was a conservative shooter?
I don't know the details on that particular case. If I
course,
did,
yeah,
and
of
it
course
turned out
they
that it
don't,
was it turned out it was the case, of course, I would say that such violence should be disavowed. Thing is, you can't hold your entire moral standard based on what you think Trump is doing or not doing. What does that have to do with you, Destiny? It has nothing to do with you. You can easily
What it has
just
to do
say,
with is that
you
when
can lead by
conservatives
example and say,
refuse
let's
to
all tone
acknowledge-
down the
You can't
violence.
lead by
That's
example.
what
I'm
you
not the
want,
president
right?
of the United States. That's what Democrats have been doing.
Wait,
for
you
the
can't
last
lead by
decade.
example because you're not the president? That's
No,
the
when one
stupidest thing
side,
I've heard
if
today,
one
Destiny.
side wants to fight and the other side doesn't, then you're going to fight. One side can't decide not
What
to
are you
fight,
talking?
but the
That
other side
makes no
decided to.
sense. What does that have
What do
to
you
do
mean
with
it
you?
makes no
You
sense?
can-
If
you
some
can
guy comes up to
easily-
you to
you
fight,
can easily
and the
just
other
say it
side
now,
says, I don't
Destiny.
want to, you don't really have the choice there.
Lead
That's
by
how fighting
example,
works.
then. Lead by
You
example.
can't lead by
and show
example.
us.
That's called dying.
You can.
Actually,
right
I
now.
thought,
You
I
can
thought,
do it.
I actually
Do
thought,
it right
I
now.
actually
Do it.
thought,
Do it.
let me jump in.
'Cause you're actually happy
Let me
about
jump
it,
in
Destiny.
here.
Just be
I
honest,
actually,
you're happy
I
about
actually
it.
Excuse me, bumping your fat fucking ass out of the way, Pierce, to give the actual take here as a ex-child vigilante forced into this life because they wanted to beat the woke out of me. Destiny's 100% right. You can lie there and hope and pray and hope that people have a better heart, hope the fucking teacher helps you out, hope your fucking parents notice, hope anybody else fucking notices or cares. Turns out most people fucking don't. And you've got to take things into your own fucking hands, or else you're fucking dead. Either whether it's because of what they did, or you go home in shame and fucking do it yourself. This is why I'm like staunchly against the right. And staunchly against Charlie, and I will shit on his fucking goddamn legacy and burn it to the ground while I'm burning Trump's empire down. Happily so. Because as much as you didn't deserve the bullet, you don't get to be a fucking piece of shit. And then, oh boo-hoo, you got shot by somebody who disagreed. Oh. And then all of a sudden you're like, no. No. I wish he would have had the chance for redemption. He's not gonna get it now that he's fucking dead. But to sit here and act like he didn't die doing the fucked up scumbag shit he was doing, unironically, like, come on. I mean, they would do the same for me. Like, if I were to, like, accidentally kill somebody in, like, literal, pretty much self-defense, but because I went too far and the state wanted to throw the fucking book at me, they decided, boo-hoo, we know you're a vigilante, we know you're purposely doing this, you knew better, fucking life in prison. Like, it's fucking goddamn fucking shit. I'm not gonna sit here and just fucking, I will give some generosity, I will be like some sympathetic to like the wife and the kids, and even to Charlie to an extent. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie and pretend like this guy wasn't shrilling for the literal false prophet of our fucking world, my dude. Unironically. This guy's literally, him and his friends are trying to kickstart fucking Armageddon, basically. And you're just fucking out here, my dude. You eat that shit up. It's funny that you wanted to be praised by God, but shrilled for the false prophet. It's so fucking ironic with you Christian people. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh, boo-hoo. That's what happens when you don't actually follow the word of God, and you have to reinterpret it and write 30 different versions of the Bible, so 30 different groups of people all have the fucking same religion for some reason. Which is why half of you think the mark of the beast is a physical mark, and the other half realizes it's been a metaphor from all along. It's just fucking sad. It's all just sad.
I felt that Anna hit the nail on the head here, which is she did not need to wait for Donald Trump to comment on this to make her own mind up about what had happened. That is intellectual honesty, right? Yes, it may have been somebody that she totally disagreed with on many issues. The simple, humane thing to do with any event like this is to ask yourself, how do I personally feel about it? Not what does Donald Trump think about it, or what does Joe Biden think about it, or what does Timbuktu think about it. It's what do I personally...
We're not talking about Timbuktu. We're talking about I'd say the same thing about Biden. Same thing. He's the fucking president. I love how you all like to grade him on the fucking curve like he's an autistic fucking 5-year-old. God forbid I was held to the same standard as a child fucking vigilante. I would have got away with a hell of a lot more shit.
Feel about this. It didn't take me very long, Destiny, to understand that I felt repulsed by the execution of somebody in cold blood with his wife and 2 young children there watching. It's a human reaction. I don't need to know what Donald Trump thinks about it at all. I don't understand why you need to wait for him before your own humanity
I don't need to wait
kicks
for
in.
anybody. No, you're not asking how we feel about it. You're asking what the public statements should be. And the public statements should be the President of the United States.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
You're
I'm
asking
not.
me for a public statement
I'm
right
asking,
now.
where is your humanity? You can't just say the murder was
Where is your humanity,
wrong.
Piers? You guys are playing into this exactly. I think you probably know it. I think Cornell was right about this. You know where your bread is buttered as well. You guys play into this. It's insane to me that the President of the United States can't say, hey, all of us need to be less violent. We all need to calm the down. That the President of the United States can't say this, but you will endlessly scour Twitter and YouTube for leftists to bring on and say, don't you guys disavow the violence? It's absolutely absurd to me.
You know, Cornel West should have stayed in his seat. We were debating free speech, actually, and whether
You're not debating free speech. It's not
well, let
even
me
an equivalent
finish.
conversation,
Let me finish,
Piers.
and whether
It's
the
insane.
overuse of words like Hitler, Nazis, and fascists was actually empowering deranged young minds to think they were battling actual new Hitler, Nazis, and fascists.
Just the J6 thing alone disproves you. It disproves you. We never said that he was a fascist originally. We said there were neo-Nazi people shrilling for him because of the talking points they agreed with. And then when he wouldn't condemn them, that's when we started calling him a fascist, because he was willing to sign on with the fascists and use the Proud Boys, use the Oath Keepers, and he did. On J6. He very much did exactly what my whole generation warned against, pretty much. And most of the fucking world, for that matter. Like... whatever, dude.
And actually, when Andrew pointed out to Cornell that he had used the phrase neo-fascist about Trump, that's when Cornell decided he couldn't take part in the debate anymore, when he was reminded of something he had said. He didn't try and deny it. He just said, I don't want to have this debate, and left.
Piers, how long have you been in the United States, like following our politics?
Over 20 years, I've lived and worked in America.
Okay, if you lived and worked in America, I grew up as a conservative listening to Rush Limbaugh and to Glenn Beck and to Billy Cunningham and to Sean Hannity. You're going to sit here and pretend like Democrats are the ones that started the name calling? I heard them call Obama and the Clinton socialists and communists.
When did I say
I
that?
heard them call... I'm just saying, why are we pretending that some people...
I'm saying, why would Cornel West...
household?
Why would Cornel West walk out on a debate when we're literally talking about the importance of speech? Makes no sense to me.
If speech is important, then the president should exercise it more cautiously.
So should you.
And Republicans,
True.
so
So should you.
Republicans have been... You
What?
can't stop...
Shut the fuck up. Maybe you should. Maybe you should. How about that? How about anybody on the right? How about them? No? You're all just gonna act unhinged like Trump because you know you'll get away with it? Like Trump? Yeah. Go figure.
You've got millions of followers and you think it's fine to show them
you
you're mocking a widow.
You cannot choose for your opponent not to fight you.
By the way, I don't even think he has millions of followers. I think isn't he under 1 million subscribers? No, shut. He has millions of followers. Hold on. I'm fact checking. I'm sorry, dude, if I do you dirty. 847,000. Okay, he doesn't have a million. Shut the fuck up. I hate these scumbag fucking old ass retards who actually took the bait that we have to count each individual subscriber, follower count on every social media and combined all of them together to get a fucking bigger number so we can get more money out of our contracts. Like, oh my god, I hate you people.
Fine.
If Republicans won't turn down the rhetoric, then fine. Then who cares? Donald Trump shouldn't have used the rhetoric that led her to be killed. 2 days before she dies,
Donald Trump's
mocked
a grieving widow?
This is all. It's just virtue signaling.
There
You guys
it
don't
is.
give a fuck. You guys are
Oh,
excited
shit.
about it. You guys love it.
Oops. That's funny he says that about the fucking the widow. We just got done doing that.
How is it that you said this guy can't possibly be a leftist?
It's exciting to you. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
No.
How is it that you said this guy can't be a
This isn't
leftist
good.
because he grew up in a white Christian household when you grew up in a white Christian household by your own admission just now and you're a leftist, Destiny?
I'm
Can you explain that
36
to me?
years old. This guy was 22 and he lived at
What
home
does that have to do
basically
with
his entire
anything?
life.
What is that? What is that?
He was also close enough for his youth with his youth pastor that his dad called him to help him talk him down from the ledge. Like, he had to have been recently involved, maybe during high school years or whatever, but still, like. Also, I was raised Christian too. I'm Democrat as well. Like.
I had 20 years to separate myself from my parents' ideology. I didn't live with them still. Jesus.
So 6 months, 1 year, 20 years? Why does
I
it
didn't live
matter
at home.
how long
Okay.
it took to separate? You just got to say it was impossible, and you yourself are a leftist who grew up in a Christian conservative household, dude. You're the worst hypocrite I've ever seen.
Hold on,
You're the
I'm
worst
sorry. You think
hypocrite.
that a 22-year-old has as much time to separate himself from the ideology that he grew
Did
up
I
with
say
as
that?
a 36-year-old?
No. Didn't say
Yeah, you
it.
just made
It's
the
a
comparison,
pedantic,
dipshit.
stupid
Of course
point.
you did. It's not
Let me
pedantic.
ask,
I made the comparison
You're
that
literally
forced
on
to be
the subject.
radicalized.
What a
Look at
stupid
you.
point.
Let me
You're the
jump
most
in.
radicalized
Let me
fucking-
jump in. Let me jump in. Let me ask Jack. Jack, you know the Kirk family well. You've been around the Kirk family, I think, since this is appalling murder has happened. When you hear Destiny saying, who cares, about the fact that he openly, publicly mocked Erica Kirk, a grieving widow, within literally a day or two of her husband being murdered, how does that make you feel as a friend of the family?
But I hate you.
It's very angry, Piers, you know. And here's the thing is she's seeing all of it. She's going to see all of it. Her kids are going to watch this video one day. It's just, that's sort of the nature of reality now. They will see all of this and they will see the reaction. And I just hope that those of us who knew Charlie, worked with Charlie, who knew Charlie beyond the, you know, TikToks and short videos can also be there for those kids as they grow up to let them know who their dad was.
And
Our kids are going to grow up and watch old episodes of
They're gonna grow up and think that they're gonna grow up and be 30 years old and think that he's still out on a business trip with Jesus. Just lie to him.
Piers Morgan uncensored. How performative is this? Is everybody here? Did we all get like a script before the show? What?
They watch a lot of
This is
old episodes of the
ridiculous.
JFK.
Embarrassing. You make the
They
left
do
look
get a
so
script.
bad, and you don't even realize it. You are
My God.
seriously so embarrassing.
Okay, yeah.
God.
You can talk to your best friend.
You really
Glenn
are.
Beck
I
about
mean,
it
like,
later,
you-
know, and have
do you
another
feel-
30-minute conversation about it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will talk to Glenn Beck about it. Oh, is that is that naughty? Is it
How many
naughty to have
conversations have you had with
people across
Nick?
the aisle?
You had more conversations with Nick than anyone.
So mean. Oh no, not the meanies on Twitter.
Anna,
How many
finish
more
your point.
lawsuits are you going to face from women that you allegedly secretly recorded during intimate moments, Destiny? I can't believe anyone
are you
takes you
se- are you
seriously.
really?
You're
You wanna
disgusting.
pull out Twitter?
You're
You wanna pull out
embarrassing,
Twitter? Remember
and
that?
you should
Yeah,
be
keep going,
shunned
Anna.
from
Yep.
public life with
Keep
your
playing it.
disgusting
My
treatment
God, I can't
of all
believe you
sorts
got
of people,
bullied so hard
including
on
young
Twitter. This is what you
left-wing
become.
girls, women
You're turning
that you
more
victimized
blonde right
allegedly.
now in the window. You're
Allegedly, this is what she's gotta say. Allegedly, there.
Yeah, that's who
you're
you
like
are.
2 shades away from
You're
being a Fox News host,
embarrassing.
Anna.
You
Keep
embarrass the
going. You
left.
got
You're
it.
the
Go get
type of
go get
person
some
who
lip
pushes
filler there.
people
You
away
got it,
from
dude.
the
You're
left.
so close,
Make
Anna.
sure you understand that.
Mhm.
You're
Yep.
embarrassing. There's no morality with you. There's no grounding
Absolutely
values.
not.
There's
Of
no
course
principles.
not, yeah.
All you want is attention, 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 attention. That's all you
Absolutely.
want.
Yeah, that, of
That's
course.
all
Well,
you
you and
want.
Jen
Off. Just like the widow.
Endless attention.
9/11 was
Say
caused by the
disgusting,
Jews, and you have
provocative
another
garbage.
another
that you
friendly
want
conversation with
attention.
another
Yeah.
mainstream conservative commented about how you're such a leftist, but those people on Twitter are so mean.
Having a debate or dialogue doesn't automatically mean that you agree with everything they have to say. It means you're coming
It's
together
when you sit down and you
you're
agree with
exchanging
everything they have to
ideas
say.
and
Then you agree with
debating
everything they
them.
have to say.
No, I don't agree with everything they have to
You
say.
do.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, you do.
I
Of
don't
course
agree with
you do. What
everything
do
they
you
have to
mean?
say. But
What do you
I'm
disagree with?
You sit down and all
I can
of your
sit down and
criticisms
have a
are for
mature
the
debate
left,
or
and you have
conversation.
no disagreements about anything on the right. Yeah, that's called
I do
agreement.
have
is usually what we
criticisms for the
call it.
left. I have tons of criticisms
She
for
did-
the right.
she
Tons
Oh,
of
there she
criticisms.
is.
I'm
I thought you
obviously
They don't
said
seem
them.
to come out
pro-choice,
much
for
when you're
instance.
talking to
I
your
obviously have a
conservative friends.
huge
The big
problem
guns, yeah.
with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel, regardless of the genocide they're engaging in. I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You're
I wish
embarrassing.
anybody here had the same energy for the president of the United States, but that's good. I'm glad you guys are focused where it really counts on Twitter and
Dude,
YouTube,
you
which
have
is where the
like
conservatives want you to be
TDS,
focused
like
on, you know?
you are like the prototype of
TDS, yeah,
TDS.
there it
It's
comes. Yeah.
unbelievable.
The
You wake
TDS,
up every
yes.
morning and you decide your
Yes,
behavior is going to
true.
hinge on Trump.
Tell me
Well,
more about
who
the
are you as
dancing
an
Israelis
individual?
and Building
God, have
7
a little bit
and
of
the
humanity.
Jews all knew about 9/11
You're a
and they all want us to go to war in the
You're a
Middle East. Yeah, of course.
sociopath.
War in the Middle East. Wait, are you serious? This is the main channel. You literally just cut it there, my dude? Seriously? I'm mad. I'm mad now. Well. Yeah. Still fucked. Still shouldn't have happened. But you get the bare minimum. Sympathy. Good luck. Have fun downstairs with Trump. Next thing.